Hi everyone, welcome back to Shib Planet. This is Ace. Today I'm going to try talk about exactly what we can expect for the rest of the year for the Shiba Inu ecosystem. I'm going to try have a guess at what projects we can expect for the rest of 2021. And of course, I'll try to run some price simulations for each of my Shiba Inu ecosystem tokens for Shib, for Leash, and for Bone. And I'll also show you guys a look at my portfolio, my current portfolio, before and after the predictions. Now, if you're familiar with my channel, you do know that I like to go into details and explain things, and that's what you can expect in today's video. Having said that, for best experience, I do suggest that you watch this video at least 1.5 speed in case I go long so that you can consume my content a lot faster. Okay, I've got a lot of content to cover today, so let's get right to it. Today, I'm going to talk about a number of things which we're expecting to take place now that we've come to the end of the liquidity event. What I'm going to cover today is going to be a combination of two things, which internal and external factors, and which are going to influence or which are going to take place to influence the the, the price and just the ecosystem in general of Shiba Inu. And both of these categories, I believe, will have a material impact on the underlying value of the Shiba Inu ecosystem tokens. Now, all my source material, as usual, is going to be from publicly available data, and I'm just giving my personal opinion and expectations. As usual, we're going to have some fun with numbers, and I'm going to run some simulations on the potential impact of these events on the price of the SHIB tokens in my portfolio. Having said that, please understand that I'm just an analyst. I'm not a financial advisor. This content is for information and entertainment purposes only, and I'd appreciate if you do your own due diligence and research. Okay, let's get right to it. So I'm going to talk about some internal factors and external factors. Internal factors, I mean, these are factors which are happening within the ecosystem of Shiba Inu, and then I'm going to talk about external factors as well, which we expect to take place before December 2021. I'll talk briefly about their impact on the ecosystem. Okay, cool. We'll start off straight away with the dev wallet. The dev wallet, this is called the development wallet. For most of you guys that know, um, during the liquidity event, in fact, I'll just go straight to here. During the liquidity event, you know that Bone has been allocated at a rate of 1,000 bones per block, meaning every 14 seconds, 1,000 bones per block has been going to dig pools, or called farming pools, according to the Wolf paper, page 13. And we know that 50 bone per block was going to berry pools, or the staking pools, but not many of us have talked about this part here, this 100 bone per block, which was being minted and is going to the development wallet. Now that's what I'm going to focus on in this particular section. So the development wallet is just the portion of bone which has been allocated to the for the development team, and this portion of bone goes directly into the ecosystem itself. And I'll show you a bit more. I'll scroll down here. It says here, to assure the longevity of ShibaSwap and the Shiba Inu ecosystem, a part of Bone will be minted and allocated to a multi-signature activated development wallet. That's the one which I was just talking about. So this part of this Bone here is going into a special wallet. And it says this wallet will be split 80 to 20% during the first 14 days and then 50% afterwards. So basically, there's two funds. This development wallet is split into two funds. One is called the Core Developments and OG Admins Fund, and another one here is called the Shiba Inu Ecosystem Development and Marketing Fund. And in a nutshell, the Core Development Fund, it's this part goes to the development team and like to facilitate I suppose the needs of the actual developers and any infrastructure which they need to continue making ShibaSwap and all the projects which are going to come to give them a good grounding. And this one here, I'm going to focus my attention on this one for a while. So you guys are familiar with my bone calculator, right? This is basically how much bone is being minted at the moment. That's the current price. I'll quickly check that. I'm gonna go to, because I adjusted it just before starting this video. So the current price of bone has gone up since I adjusted it. It's now 2.8. It was 2.79 whilst I was adjusting it. So I'm not going to change it. Otherwise it will just take time. So, and the current circulating supply, I'll quickly verify that. I believe it is, okay, I'll just refresh it just to make sure. It's 113 million bone. And yeah, I could manually change this, but I'm just going to leave it as it is, just to show you that's materially where it is. So what I've done is, well, I've simply created another version of this, and I've just called it the dev wallet calculator. It's exactly the bone calculator, but what it does is it splits. Remember in here, it's saying that during the liquidity event, the 80% and 20% is going to be split. 80% going to the core developers, and 20% here, and then 50-50 afterwards. This, I won't bore you with the math, but this is basically what it does. Ultimately, I've been able to break down for you what the current what the balance is right now, as of right now, of the dev wallet. Basically, at the moment, I think with a tolerance of about maybe 5%, the core development side is worth about 20 million, and the ecosystem development and marketing is worth about 6 million. So that's what it is. So what does that mean for us for this year? I'm going to scroll down to this part here, because it's this one here which I'm going to focus on at the moment. So this one here says Shiba Inu Ecosystem Development and Marketing Fund. This fund will be put towards the continued advancement of our Shiba Inu ecosystem. Now that ShibaSwap is live, it is up to us to keep that momentum going. Okay. It says this allocation will give us the rocket fuel we need to send this puppy to the moon. So what they've been waiting on all this time, through the liquidity event, is to be able to create enough liquidity to put certain plans into place. So all this time, the building of ShibaSwap and all this has happened through volunteer effort. It has happened through absolute volunteer effort, and as a community, we've never really had a budget to be able to bring things into motion, which are going to continue to add utility. So that's the purpose of this fund here. A lot of a lot of people criticize Shiba Inu for not having utility, which we do now because we have ShibaSwap and things. We had no budget before. We had no budget. We had no marketing spend, and we were able to still make it into a top 30, coin. Okay, I'm digressing again. Okay, it continues to say this funding will also allow us to expand on concepts from the top secret 2021 rough map with a real budget. So there's a top secret rough map. I'm going to quickly go back here. Okay, so that's one of the internal factors I'm going to talk about a little bit later. And to facilitate that rough map, it needs a budget, and that's why. And as of right now, that's roughly how much it is. And believe me, they intend to spend it. And I'll show you where it actually says that. And we will utilize the remaining funds. See, that's the intention to spend to complete the projects. Now, here's another bit which you can expect. It says here the projects which are confirmed by the community governance votes for 2022 and 2023. You see here, confirmed by community governance votes. That's this part here. That's another internal factor, governance. Or Doggy DAO. That's another internal factor which is going to come. I'm going to talk about all of these in detail just now. So basically, now you know that that this is probably something which we're going to keep continuing to market. So as the days and months go by, as we're going to find out what proposals are going to be made, and we're going to have a chance to influence those proposals, as a community, because we are decentralized. Remember, we have no CEO, we have no leaders. Yes, there's people who are at the forefront, but technically we actually have no we're community driven. So that's why we need a governance system, a governance token. Actually, a good pre-reading for this is, if you watch this video of mine, I suggested, it's called how the bone how how the Shiba Inu bone token will change everything. So I highly suggest that. I think it's got this thumbnail here called bone tokens. This is probably a really good preparation for this current video. So if you're interested, I highly recommend pausing this current one and catching up on this one here, because that's a really good precursor. Okay, I'm digressing again. So watch out for that one. And okay, I'll jump on to the next one here. So let's talk about governance. So remember, I said that we're a we're a community-driven ecosystem. So in order for us, a community, to be able to make decisions, we need what's called a governance system. Governance is basically where we can vote the direction. As a community, we cast votes to to the direction of whatever we want this budget here to be spent on. And generally we're going to be doing it for the advancement of the entire Shiba Inu ecosystem. So ultimately, the value of our tokens ultimately can all go up, and because that's what we really want, isn't it, guys? So what does that look like? So uh, Doggy DAO, this one stands for, I'll quickly look that up for you guys. I believe it is here. What is a decentralized autonomous organization, and how does DAO work? In Shiba Inu, this DAO, we just call it Doggy DAO because that's part of our brand. Okay. It says here, a decentralized autonomous organization, DAO, is an entity with no central leadership. Decisions get made from the bottom up, and they are governed by a community organized around a specific set of rules enforced on a blockchain. So basically, that's just a better way of saying what I was just saying before. So how does a DAO work? As mentioned above, DAO is an organization where decisions get made from the bottom up. Collective members owns the organizations. Remember that we are that we are the community who run this. And now that we have Bone token, Bone is a governance token. Remember, this is our chance to be able to drive, to influence the direction which we want to go. So, and it says here there are various ways to participate in DAO, usually through the ownership of a token. And what token is that for us, guys? That is the Bone token. So you might be wondering to yourself, okay, so that's all well nice. What does that look like? Well, I'm glad you asked. So as you know, there's other swaps out there which are on the Ethereum blockchain. One of them is Uniswap, one of them is SushiSwap. They do happen to have governance tokens. So let's have a look and see what that potentially will look like. I'm going to quickly head over to Uniswap over here. Okay, so this is Uniswap. For those of you who don't know, it's some years older than ShibaSwap, but it does very similar functions. Incidentally, I think one of the videos I want to do is I want to compare Uniswap, and this one here is SushiSwap. And obviously, we've got here ShibaSwap. I really want to do a video on that. So if you guys are interested, I could actually do a comparison on all of them, and then we could do a like-for-like comparison. I can go pretty detailed, and we can see which one comes out on top. If you're interested in that video, just let me know in the comment section. I'm actually quite excited to make that one. Okay, cool. So you see, there's this section here called Vote. So when we go to vote, then there's this bit here for proposals. So what's this showing us is, because they already have governance mechanism working in there, these are proposals which the community of Uniswap, those who own the Uni token, which is the governance token, they've voted on these, they've proposed these, they've voted on them, and some of the motions have been executed, which means they've been, confirmed, and some of them have been defeated. So you can vote yes or no for various of those things. I suppose I could click into it. So this basically means that somebody voted for, um, for whatever this is, and based on uh, what everyone like voted for. Looks like 79 people, or 79 votes for and 15 against. So ultimately it was voted in favor. So that happened. I'll quickly switch to SushiSwap. SushiSwap's voting mechanism is not directly on this, but then I found it. It was on another site. This one is SushiSwap, very similar. These are their proposals. They have some very interesting ones. One of them was this one here. Somebody voted that they wanted a crypto casino, and I'll quickly see what that turns out like. And you might see the results over here, but it takes a while to load. So basically, somebody proposed that they wanted a crypto casino, and the results came out somewhere. And yeah, basically that's basically how it'll work. And we know that we expecting that to come out according to the wolf paper, guys. So, and there's going to be certain projects, as I said, which need to be confirmed by community governance vote. So that's one of the reasons why we've been accumulating bone. Incidentally, if you watched my video last time, I just did a quick update before I started this video. I currently have 915 bone, so it looks like I might be able to. In fact, I'll definitely be able to reach my target of 1,000 bone, which is good. And okay, cool. Let's jump to the next stage. So now, top secret rough map. So obviously, if it looks like if something is secret, there's no way I know what it is, but I can have a few guesses. So a top secret rough map, basically in Shiba Inu, right? One of the reasons they created this platform is they wanted to, what should I say? We want to have a product offering within the decentralized finance, community. And okay, actually, I'll start it another way. Okay, some of the things which I think are on the top secret rough map. I'm going to go to, if you guys know, there's Ryoshi, who's our founder, has a blog on Medium. And in that blog, months and months before ShibaSwap launched, a vision was cast. I personally think everyone should have a read of that one. It's just called Ryoshi Research, and it's on allhailtheshiba.medium.com. If you really want to find out the roots of Shiba Inu, that is an absolute fantastic, a gem of a read. Anyway, part of that plan was the ShibaSwap. So here he cast the vision of ShibaSwap, and a lot of people thought that it was not real, but we now know that it is. This is the founder, casting the vision, and he talks a little bit about it here. And this was phase number one. Now, in phase number two, look at this. There's the next project which is in line is what's called an L2 blockchain. Shiba Inu Ecosystem is going to have its own blockchain called Shibarium. It's called a layer 2 blockchain, which is okay. The best way I can try and explain it, and I am not an expert at all. Okay, basically, as you know, there's Ethereum, right? And Ethereum is the blockchain. It's the technology, it's the blockchain technology on which Shiba Inu lives. In fact, this is where all our ecosystem currently live. So Ethereum is itself, it's one of the oldest blockchains. It's the second biggest. And it's a fantastic project. It's a fantastic blockchain. However, because of all the popularity and the volume, it has its limitations. And some of you have actually, in fact, all of us have known some of those limitations in the form of gas fees as you've been using it. Because there's a lot of congestion, the network can get congested, it can get slow, and that causes gas prices to ultimately increase. Anyway, an L2 blockchain is sort of like my understanding. And if there's anyone there who understands what a L2 blockchain is, please help us out in the comments section because I'm probably going to butcher this. It's just another layer of a blockchain which is very related to the main one, and it usually it doesn't have the same restraints or constraints which the first one had. So ultimately, um, a layer two. This is a new sort of blockchain which we're going to have, and if it has less of the scaling restrictions which Ethereum has, we expect it to be faster. We expect it to have much less fees, um, and it'll probably be a lot more scalable. I'm not a tech person, but I just know that that's if that's in the in the scale, that's we might be able to hear something about that, at least some rumors about that, or some more flesh about that from in the days to come. Other things which are on there are there are a couple of new tokens. One of them is called Treat, as you probably know from the wolf paper, and another one is a stable coin called Shi. Now, a stable coin, it'll probably require a whole separate video. I'm not going to talk too much into it, but for the purposes of this video, it's probably enough to say that that's probably something we can expect. And of course, Treat, which I've just mentioned, Treat is a token which is coming. We should hear about it soon, I believe. If we looked over here in the rough map section, it says Treat. Though our official roadmap remains tightly guarded, we are happy to reveal the next new token will be Shiba Treat. This is another very special token. The last time we heard those words, special token, was with Bone, and we know how special Bone is. It's a governance token. It was incentivized during ShibaSwap, and it has made a lot of people a lot of money, guys. I think I showed you some of my portfolio last time. Here is the. Am I talking too long? Maybe I am. Okay. Um, yeah. So uh, I pretty much show that this is my current portfolio at an investment of 3.7. My I made a like profits of about 2.4, which is phenomenal. The value right now has gone down, and this is the true value because of the market has indeed crashed. So technically there is an impermanent loss which is currently over there. But still, overall, even if I pull out my position, I'm still in a major profit. And can you imagine? And that's just me with this position. There's people out there. I'll quickly show you who this guy who's just posted on Reddit. He says, I like this. He says, yes, I expected the impermanent loss. No, I didn't expect this much profit. Have a look at this. He invested 42,000 and he made 46,000 in profit. Yes, the value of his coins has drastically dropped. But I like how he says he expected the permanent loss, but he did not expect that. So that's the power of decentralized finance, guys. Ultimately, and that's the space which Shiba Inu as an ecosystem is getting into. Okay, now I think I'm going off topic. Okay, this is all right. Basically, in decentralized finance, this is very off topic, but I just can't help it. In decentralized finance, these are a lot of the platforms which are out there, which were, you see, SushiSwap, which I was just talking about, Uniswap, and they are out there and they have really high returns. This is just another way of investing, which is not through central, banks and stuff. And there's a lot of people making tremendous amount of money on there. And this is the game which ShibaSwap is jumping into. And we don't seem to be on this list yet, but I can tell you that right now, if we were to jump on it, according to this ranking system of TVL, we would rank, yeah, in the top 10. Definitely in the top 10 because our TVL is 1.45, and yeah, and we're definitely above this one here, just below year in finance, and we're not even 14 days old. Okay, um, enough with the digressing. Okay, I think that's for the internal factors, and then the external factors. Our external factors, there's something called the Ethereum hard fork coming. Well, it's technically called the London hard fork. As I was explaining before, you know that we are on the Ethereum blockchain, and I was explaining to you before some of the limitations of that, particularly in terms of gas fees. That's one of the things which this next it's like an upgrade. Every now and then, blockchains experience they go through, upgrades and adjustments, and that's one of the ones which has been proposed. Long story short, Ethereum is going through um, a big upgrade from normal Ethereum to what's called Ethereum 2.0. And Ethereum 2.0 is basically going to be faster. It's supposed to be cheaper. You know, faster transactions per second, and cheaper gas fees and stuff. And it'll take some years to roll out. I think we are in phase zero of or phase one or up of three. I don't know about the specifics, but Ethereum on August the 4th, I believe. Let me quickly confirm that. Let's quickly go to market cap because I did see it. If we click on Ethereum, I did see something here. Okay. Ethereum developer Tim Baker announced in his blog that Ethereum's London hard fork will launch on August 4 between 13 and 17 UTC. Now, this is outside of the scope of this video, but look up Ethereum London hard fork if you haven't heard about it, and find out the details. That's something which is happening, which can potentially have an impact on Shiba Inu, because we are a a token, an ecosystem which is built on the Ethereum blockchain. So some of those factors will kick in, and ultimately, what I think that might do is it might reduce, because as you know, the market has been bleeding lately. When that comes in, that might put some confidence into at least Ethereum. And if their hopes of cheaper gas fees happen, that might improve the usability of decentralized exchanges like ShibaSwap. Okay, cool. Then the one which most people don't usually talk about exchange listings and stuff, but I tried to get into the other ones. So most of you already know that we're expecting exchange listings from Coinbase and eToro. Coinbase has, I think, over 50 million users, many of them who just only use Coinbase. And there's eToro. eToro has been teasing us, and I think they even mentioned recently that they are in the works to list, um, Shib, with soon. So I'm expecting before December we should have both of these on, and this is actually has really big implications, because generally when we jump onto major exchanges, there is spikes in users, spikes in price, and ultimately, guys, that's definitely what we want. Sorry, guys, this is one of those long videos, but I just gotta push through. Okay, so basically, how I see that is, if you see here, before anyone knew about Shiba Inu, it was like around here, and after the big May spike, most of us came, through here. Most of you are new to crypto, and we're consolidating quite evenly round about here. This is our market cap is roughly it's fluctuates between 2.5 billion and 3 billion. This is pretty much where we're standing, at 500,000 plus holders. Now, with the introduction of those two exchanges, our base is likely to jump higher. If we can get up to this point here, this line here, let's just say that's twice as much. That's ultimately that's what we want. We'd want for this base here to be higher, and so we can have a lot more diamond handers in there. And lastly, I'm just going to talk about the broader crypto market. So as you know, recently the market has bled quite a lot because of um, Bitcoin and Ethereum. In fact, how I like to see it, the market is like it's like an ocean, and all the tokens on it are like ships. When the tide goes up, generally all the ships go up. When the tide goes down, all the ships go down. And generally the head and the neck are Bitcoin and Ethereum. Whatever generally happens to these happens to all of those. So basically, if cryptocurrency in general begins to gain favor, then generally that means well for the rest of the cryptocurrency. So at this stage in our growth, we're heavily dependent on the two, and yeah, these are the kind of factors which I think we can definitely expect will influence the Shiba Inu ecosystem. Now, to cap off, let's try and have some fun. Let's try have a mess around with my portfolio. So let's have a guess. So in the dev wallet, so now that we know that our dev wallet is roughly about six mil, and there's some projects which the devs are keen to spend on, in order not to make this video, so you can have a guess for yourself, whatever that might mean. I know it says in here that part of those efforts are marketing. It says here international marketing strategies such as commercials and stuff. I think that's cool. I really hope that they do really good marketing strategies and not spammy tactics, because that's really good for our brand if they do that, especially if we're now at these. And by the way, this 6 million is at this price point. Can you imagine if let's quickly see, if our market cap, which is currently at 3 million, if it was just to get to 1 billion? Let's have a look at that. Okay, I'll just bring it up a bit more. If our market cap was to get to 1 billion, um, and if that was to happen right now, we've got this much minted. I'll need to probably adjust the circulating supply. Maybe by February, we'll probably have about 130 circulating supply. If the price gets to $9, have a look at what our dev wallet will be like at there. Yeah, we've got an ecosystem and dev marketing budget of 29 mil. That's a lot of room to be able to make a lot of impact there on the market in terms of the things which we're gonna do. And guys, because we have a governance token, we're able to vote towards those decisions. So yeah, watch that space. Okay, I keep losing my train of thought. Okay, yeah, we're here. We're just gonna have a mess around. So we're currently at a 2 billion market cap. I'm going to say, if taking a bullish perspective, I'm going to try jump our market cap after Coinbase and all those. I'm going to try bring it up to maybe 6 billion. And to do that, I think I'll just add 6.5 billion by December. Okay, so what that means is, okay, hold on. This is my chart before. This is my chart before. That's my Shib, that's my Bone, that's my leash, and these are my personal targets. I'm hoping to get at least 10,000 for Shib, 5,000 personally for leash, and 15,000 for Bone. Let's see what that means. Okay, if we have a market cap of 6,000, that's where I'll be. Okay, I'm going to quickly jump to leash. I increased my position in leash at the dip recently. 0.48 was is how much I have now. And okay, let's just see. If leash was to go up, I'm going to double leash as well. I'm going to say in November we might be 500,000, and I'll add a bit more. Cool. And how I think that can happen is, as if ShibaSwap becomes more popular over time, these pairs are actually quite important. Things like leash ETH, leash Bone. If big investors are going to try and jump in and get in on that Bone profit action, that'll mean that they'll be buying these top dog high reward pools of Shib and Bone. And when they do that, that's going to cause the price of our tokens to jump up. Yeah, if you know what I'm saying. So that's what we have. I think I'm going too long, so I'm just gonna quickly jump to Bone. And Bone, I would be happy if, okay, I'll just randomly put it here. Okay, cool. If Bone got to $8, maybe I'll adjust the circulating supply couple a bit just to be realistic. Yeah, $8. So looks like I'll have about 7,000, hopefully, that's with a very bullish perspective. This is just a simulation, guys. This is not a prediction. And ultimately, my portfolio would have switched to something like this. Looks like I'll be close to reaching my leash target, and not so bad with um, my other stuff. Sorry once again for going long, guys. You know me, I like to go deep. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what sort of video y'all are interested in next. Peace.